On Seriously TV is none other than Pastor William Macdowell. You might know some of these songs. I Give Myself Away, Withholding Nothing. He's a Stellar Award winner, and he stepped into the Seriously Studios when he was here at World Harvest Church for Dominion Camp meeting to talk to us about the subject of worship. Let's watch together.
Worship is a choice, and what I mean by that is that we were created as worshipers. A lot of people will say we were created to worship, but the truth is we were created as worshipers. There's a subtle difference in that, being that it's a choice. The choice, though, is not the choice that most people think. You're either going to worship God or something else to replace it. All of us have something on the inside of us that longs to connect with something that's bigger than us. Every human, whether we're believers or non-believers, Jesus came, set us free from the power of sin. We became slaves of righteousness, which means that what he did was he set us free to choose God again. And so it is a conscious choice that we make. So when you ask, why is it important, even in song? You know, when Paul writes in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 18, that I pray that the eyes of your understanding be open, that word actually can translate not only to way of thought, but also the imagination. It's the right brain side of you, that literally the eyes of your understanding are open when you are creative. And so ultimately it's creativity that leads us to the understanding of the revelation of who God is. And song is the best expression of that.
Such a revelation. I'm sure we could sit and talk about worship all day long, because it's not just what you do, it's who you are. It's part of the fabric of your being, and it's so prevalent in your music. And so that leads me to my next question. How have you seen your music and gospel music, Christian music in general, impact young people in the church?
It's the most important form of music that's ever been, because of the message that we carry. And so from church to not in church, we've seen the impact, not only in our ministry, but I know, countless others that God has graced and favored to do this, have seen a real shift, really, in the generation of people who are longing for a true encounter. And so what we've really seen, healings and deliverance, literal healings, physical. We've seen deaf ears open, and we've seen a number of things take place, as we proclaim the word of the Lord through song. This generation really has a sound. Every generation has a sound in it. This generation has a sound that longs for authenticity. They know it when they hear it. They connect with it when they hear it. Everything else is entertainment to them. But when it comes to worship, when authenticity is carried in it, this generation responds to it.
If you could, I want you to just look into the camera and just share a word of encouragement. Just share whatever's on your heart, or say a prayer, something to leave the audience with tonight.
Sure, just be encouraged. Let me pray for you. Father, I thank you for every single person who is watching. I pray, Lord, that even in this quick moment that they've tried to understand what it is that you're trying to say to them, I pray that for those who have been so discouraged and so down, looking at their life and wondering what to make of it, that you're literally taking them through a process so that you can use them. And so, Father, I pray that you would release encouragement to the entire viewing audience. I pray, Lord, that your spirit would just reveal who you are, so that every one of us would fall in fresh love with you and be used by you in a tremendous way to impact the nations, in Jesus' name.